First of all, thank you to everyone who turned out for this press conference today here at Tottenham. Thank you to Turkey Al Sheikh for putting this show on. Thank you to Netflix, Spencer, Frank, everybody who's been involved. I thank God for everything that I have and everything that I am and everything that I've become.
How does this fight end on the 11th? Talk to me. Give us a prediction before we get into the face-off.
How does it end? Probably a big right hand, KO.
I'm going to break his face. I'm going to break his body up. I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality. And I know what's in my heart. I know what's in my mind. And I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'll do that until I finish fighting. I'm going to want to hurt him. You know, I'm going to want to really hurt him in the ring. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm here to do.
Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua step into the same room for the Netflix press conference, and every glance, every word starts building the heat for a massive showdown.
You're one of the faces of boxing, not just UK boxing. You have sold out multiple stadiums. Your win over Vladimir Klitschko is one of the all-time great moments. You're an Olympic gold medalist. The fact that you are taking this challenge and not saying that you are above the challenge.
No, I'm not above the challenge. I've got to work hard.
Says a lot about you.
Yeah, that's what I've got to work hard. I've got to keep my head down. I've got 4 weeks. I've got to put the work in. I'm not here to announce myself to the public. I've got to come in under the radar, do the promotional agreements that I've signed up to do, nothing more, nothing less, and get the job done. That's what we're here to do.
Joshua leans into his star power, but Fury fires back hard, calling him out for dulling boxing's spark and promising a comeback to bring real excitement back.
I came back for one reason only, and that's to make boxing great again. Since I retired for the 5th time over a year ago, boxing for me has gone on a downward slope. It's become quite boring, and boxing is at its maximum potential when Tyson Fury is actively fighting. And I didn't say that. An AI, the cleverest AI on earth, said that, ChatGPT. So believe it.
Fury turns up the heat even more, predicting a brutal 6th-round knockout over Joshua, setting the stage for an explosive showdown between the two rivals.
Round 6, why not?
There we
Sounds
go.
like a good even number.
Mystic Tyson.
They're going to say, what about Usyk? You know, those fights were very, very close fights. But Tyson, I just feel is you know, he's got so much still to give and to prove. And I do believe he will win a 3rd world title.
On the other hand, Joshua fires back, insisting Fury must not forget who he is training with. He highlights how his plans of linking up with Usyk's team are now taking full shape, sharpening every part of his approach. Joshua explains the importance of working with Usyk and warns Fury that the knockout he is predicting will not come easy, especially with the level of guidance Usyk is giving him, setting up a heated and intense clash between them.
So no, I won't be trained by Ben Davison. I said that London's a bit distracting for me. So I was invited to train with Team Usyk. So I've been in Spain. We've been doing some good training out in Spain. And I think he's one of the best in the world. Not I think, he is one of the best in the world. And it's not all down to him, it's also down to his team that's around him. So I linked up with them, and getting an insight to how someone who's achieved so much, it's been phenomenal, man. It's been a great experience, and it's very challenging.
Responding back to Fury's knockout warning, Joshua shrugs it off like it means nothing, saying it barely registers for him. He promises a long, punishing fight built on endurance and timing, aiming to break Fury down slowly. Whether the knockout comes in the 8th round or even the 12th, Joshua insists the goal stays the same: brutal pressure, constant damage, and a finish delivered at the perfect moment when Fury starts to fade.
Whatever, it could be 8, 12, I'm ready. I've been sparring, doing my round, punch stats are looking good, counter punching's looking good, the defense is looking good, mentality's good. Just gotta do it well. I just gotta do what I'm doing in the gym in the night.
Joshua looks visibly frustrated with Fury's constant talk, insisting it needs to stop before it turns into noise instead of action. In his eyes, Fury is not a real fighter at the level he has faced, pointing out that the opponents he has dealt with are on a completely different tier. Joshua believes he is operating on a higher level overall and warns Fury against spending time making social media clips and online replies. Instead, he challenges him to bring everything into the ring where it truly matters.
I'm looking for real fighters. Tyson's not a real fighter in my eyes. You know, I'll be on the walls of Jake Pauls, of Joseph Parkers, of Povetkins, you know, of Ruizes of the world. He ain't fought these kind of guys. I have. So yeah, like, unless you want to fight, shut the f up.
Speaking about their mutual opponent Alexander Usyk, Joshua believes he knows the challenge better than anyone, having pushed Usyk through one of the toughest fights of his heavyweight career. Even though he could not get the win, he feels he gave him real problems and respect in that battle. Meanwhile, he points out Fury's struggles against Usyk, suggesting he was close to being stopped. Joshua adds that he wishes Usyk had finished the job properly and humbled Fury himself, but insists he will take care of that task on fight night.
Yeah,
I'll fight anyone. Like, that's what we do.
And I felt that you gave him, especially in the second fight, his toughest
But
fight
we
as a
didn't
heavyweight.
win. We didn't win.
But how did you think Fury fared with him?
You nearly got knocked out. I wish Usyk caught him with one more shot, bro. I was just like, I was like on the edge of the seat throwing a punch. Like, I wish Usyk knocked him out. He needs to be humbled. But I swear, if I ever got the opportunity, I'll make sure I lay him flat on his back. And that's it.
Recent debate has focused on where the fight should take place, with Dana White reportedly in talks with Turki Alalshik about hosting it in Los Angeles. However, many voices in boxing are pushing back against the idea, arguing it ignores the fans who built both fighters' careers. Critics believe that moving such a massive event away from the UK feels like it takes the heart out of the rivalry and turns it into something driven purely by business rather than respect for the supporters.
It's not complicated, it's money. But this is the biggest slap in the face to British boxing fans that you can possibly make. And I'm pointing the finger straight at Tyson Fury, and I'm pointing the finger at Anthony Joshua, because they are the figures with the power here. If it happens, it is so unbelievably greedy on the part of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Guys that have made tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, backed by the support of the British boxing fan.
One leading voice in the discussion, Chris Mannix, strongly criticized the idea of staging the fight abroad, calling it unfair to British fans who have followed both fighters for years. He argued that expecting supporters to travel across the world or watch at inconvenient hours is unreasonable. In his view, the fighters have already earned huge fortunes thanks to that same fan base, so shifting the event overseas feels greedy and disconnected from the people who made the event possible.
And now you're telling them that if they want to watch you, they've either got to pay $5,000 to fly halfway around the world to get to Las Vegas, spend money on hotels in Las Vegas, spend more money on tickets in Las Vegas, or if you don't want to travel there, you got to get your ass up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch our fight. Early morning Sunday over in the UK to watch our fight. Bonkers and absolutely insulting to British fans.
Recent updates suggest Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is most likely heading to the United States, with Las Vegas emerging as the leading option. Dan Rafael reports that while Madison Square Garden is also being considered, it carries less appeal for Joshua due to his past knockout loss there. The main reason behind the push is Netflix, which is backing the event and wants maximum American viewership. Since they are investing heavily as broadcasters, they are influencing the decision, aiming to stage the fight in a market that delivers the biggest global streaming numbers.
It's going to wind up being most likely in the United States. Las Vegas has a good possibility. I'm told that a lesser possibility might be Madison Square Garden, where Anthony Joshua probably does not have good memories of having suffered a massive upset knockout loss to Andy Ruiz. But Las Vegas seems to be the likelihood. And it's not so much that everybody wants to do the fight in Las Vegas. It's where Netflix wants to do the fight. And because Netflix is paying the biggest money to be the broadcaster, they have some sway in where the fight's going to take place. They feel like, this is what I am told by people involved in this event, that there's just a bigger market of viewers in the United States and in that they would like to have the fight here.
Dan Rafael explains that the idea behind hosting the fight in America is driven by primetime broadcasting strategy. The expectation is that UK fans will still watch regardless of location, even if it means early morning viewing or traveling to Las Vegas. The focus is on maximizing American primetime audiences, which means the fight would likely take place late night in the US and early morning in the UK. Rafael adds that this approach prioritizes global streaming reach over traditional local fan convenience.
They know that the Brits are going to watch the fight wherever the fight is. Probably a lot of the Brits will travel for the fight, and fill up the seats in Vegas wherever they put the fight. But they want the fight in the United States prime time, and the way they do that is put the fight in the United States. I think the whole point of having it in America is to have it in our prime time, which means it will be, I guess, an early morning fight for the Brits. You know, set your alarms and get up at, 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it's going to be.
Recent developments have created major buzz around Tyson Fury after reports linked him to a huge announcement connected to the UFC White House event. Carl Frosch believes Fury may have already signed a deal that moves beyond traditional boxing promotion, suggesting a surprising shift in his career direction. His appearance alongside Dana White and other major figures has only added to speculation, especially given his recent return to the United States. With so many moving parts, uncertainty now surrounds what this could mean for a potential Fury versus Joshua showdown.
Tyson Fury is signed. It looks like he's all but signed with Zuffa Boxing. I'm laughing because it's just mad. What does this mean for AJ Fury? The fight at the White House, the UFC fight at the White House at the weekend, Tyson Fury was flown in. He was there with Dana White, Donald Trump's big friend Dana White is, and Tyson's not been able to get into America for the last 5 years. He's now there, and he's all but officially announced that he's signed with Zuffa Boxing, and Turki Al-Sheikh's going to be promoting him. So I don't know what this means for AJ Fury.
Frosch added that this situation has left more questions than answers, especially regarding where the fight with Anthony Joshua could now take place. Whether it lands in the UK, Saudi Arabia, or the United States remains unclear, and promoters are reportedly frustrated by the confusion. Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn are said to be unhappy with outside involvement influencing negotiations. Still, the atmosphere around Fury remains electric, with many believing he is closing his career in dramatic fashion, creating headlines and surprises right up to the end.
Is this fight going to happen in the UK? Is it going to happen in Saudi? Is it going to happen in America? Frank Warren will be absolutely fuming, as will Eddie Hearn, because he said Dana White's got nothing to do with this fight. Well, it looks like he has now. So this is a developing story. This is just, as I've heard the news, I'm just putting it down there, but it's exciting. It's quite I don't want to say it's comical, but it's really, really interesting. Tyson Fury is finishing his career with an absolute bang.
On the other side, Anthony Joshua versus Christian Pringa presents an opportunity for Joshua to stay active and keep his momentum going as he builds toward bigger heavyweight clashes ahead.
That's what we do. We knock people out, and let's find out what his purpose is, because physically, every heavyweight's strong. Physically, every heavyweight can probably knock someone out, but it's what the purpose is. Let's see where his mind's at, July 25th.
Meanwhile, Christian Pringa showed confidence ahead of the July 25th clash, stating that while he respects Anthony Joshua personally, that respect will not carry into the ring. He added that every opponent is treated the same once the bell rings, while still acknowledging Joshua's status as an elite-level heavyweight.
Yeah, I'm going to win July 25th.
He's done a lot, but is there, in the ring, there's no respect for AJ, would you say?
No, never respect in the ring. I don't respect nobody in the ring. I respect him, he's a great fighter, but not in the ring.
In addition to that, Christian Pringa expressed high confidence going into the matchup, predicting a stoppage victory. He added that he is aiming to deliver a major upset and believes the fight will not reach the later rounds, expecting it to end well before the 10-round mark.
Believe you can knock him out?
I promise you, it's not going to go 10 rounds in the fight. I'm going to shock the world, brother.
However, Spencer Oliver described the bout as a significant opportunity for Christian Pringa, while highlighting the gap in experience and elite-level opposition compared to Anthony Joshua. He acknowledged Pringa's punching power, but stressed that he has not yet been tested at the highest level, viewing the fight as a controlled but potentially tricky assignment for Joshua against a dangerous puncher.
Yeah, I agree with you in some extent that it is a massive opportunity for Christian Pringa, for sure, but you must admit that he is at a lot lower level than Anthony Joshua. He's never competed at that sort of level. Anthony Joshua knows what he's going in with here. Your guy is very heavy-handed, yes, but from the footage that you've seen online from him, he doesn't he's not mixed, and he doesn't seem to be at that level as Anthony Joshua, and I suppose that's where this is all coming from. It's a calculated gamble from Joshua's side of things, because they want a test of some sort, a guy that is heavy-handed.
Oliver also warned not to underestimate Christian Pringa, noting all his wins have come by stoppage, even against lower-level opponents. He added that Anthony Joshua enters the fight under outside pressure, making his mindset a key unknown. Oliver said Joshua's condition may only be clear once he gets into rhythm, and described the bout as a possible comeback statement for Joshua, while Pringa sees it as a major opportunity.
Listen, he's dangerous. 20 of his 20 wins that he's have all come inside the distance. Yeah, it's been at a lower caliber of opponent, but Anthony Joshua's had his problems outside of the ring. He's got to deal with that going into this one. So given all that, taking all that into consideration, and we don't know where Anthony Joshua's going to be mentally, and I don't think no one knows where he's going to be. Maybe even he doesn't know where he's going to be until he does that ring walk, until he goes in there. So if you look at all of that, you go, this could be one of the greatest comebacks in the heavyweight boxing in such a short space of time because of what Anthony Joshua's been through. And Christian Pringa is a dangerous guy that will see this as an opportunity, and that's what this is about.
Anthony further stated that he believed on his power and physical strength are enough to cause real damage to Tyson Fury if he connects cleanly. He added that he isn't focused on hype or publicity, stressing that his priority is simply to fight and take on whoever is placed in front of him.
I'm a serious fighter, and I'm very strong as well. And I think when I hit Fury, I'm going to hit him and hurt him. There's no problem with me fighting. This is what I do. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I'll fight him. I'm not here to get clout. I'm here to fight.
In contrast, Tyson Fury described a potential fight with Anthony Joshua as his biggest career focus, calling it the most meaningful matchup in boxing. He added that although other options are available, championships are not the main priority, with the rivalry still generating the strongest fan interest.
They're all options because nothing's promised. The biggest fight for me in world boxing, and the biggest fight in the world of boxing, is me versus AJ. Yeah, even today, even after all these years, still the biggest fight in boxing, in my opinion. There's no bigger fight. After that, it would be, for me, it'd be me versus Usyk, or the winner of them two. The three-time world champion's pretty good. It's got a good ring to it.
Yep.
Or if it's a five-time world champion, or the chance to knock AJ out, I'll take the chance to knock AJ out. Do you know what I mean? Because once you've won all the belts before, and which I have, that it's always nice to be a world champion, great, but it's not the be-all and end-all. I think the fans are more interested in me and Joshua in the street rather than another world title. Do you know what I mean?
Adding to that discussion, Max Kellerman called a potential Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua clash a defining super fight of this era, potentially the biggest event in British boxing history. He stated that Fury has established himself as the leading fighter of his generation and remains closer to his prime than Joshua. Kellerman also suggested that even Joshua at his absolute best may struggle to match Fury's overall skill level and dominance.
You know, what wound up happening is Tyson Fury simply proved he was the best fighter of the era. And now, he's also obviously a Brit, Anthony Joshua, they're both still there. They create the biggest fight, at least the biggest event in British boxing history. And I think there is a sense that while the event will be the biggest in the history of British boxing, that Tyson Fury is closer to the peak of his powers than AJ, and even that the best version of AJ.
This heavyweight storm is still building, and every new voice, prediction, and twist only pulls Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua closer to a collision the boxing world cannot escape. From press conference fire to contract chaos and shifting fight locations, nothing about this showdown feels settled yet. One thing is clear, when these two finally meet, it will not just be about pride, it will be about legacy. Now drop your prediction in the comments, and if you enjoy this kind of boxing coverage, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.